of the California Infrastructure and Economic Development Bank, we fondly call IBank. I wish to thank Chairman Garcia and the other dedicated members of the JETI Committee for giving me the opportunity to share with you the recent growth and success of the Small Business Finance Center at IBank. IBank was established pursuant to the Berks and Peace Infrastructure and Economic Development Bank Act, we finally call that the IBank Act, to provide financial assistance to eligible entities in the state of California. IBank utilizes a variety of financing mechanisms, including direct loan financing and guarantees for loans made to small businesses. Through the IBank Act, the legislature declared it is IBank's role to assist in economic revitalization, future development, and a healthy climate for jobs in California. IBank was established because existing mechanisms that coordinated federal, state, local, and private financial resources were inadequate to attract and sustain the level of private investment that is essential to a growth economy. In addition, the Act found that IBank could accommodate the state of California's needs for a financing entity structured with broad authority to issue bonds, provide guarantees, and leverage state and federal funds using techniques that target public investment to facilitate economic development. IBank's goal is to produce more private sector jobs with less public sector investment. The Small Business Financial Assistance Act of 2013 provides that IBank is to increase opportunities for entrepreneurs, the self-employed, micro businesses, and small business owners to have better access to capital and other technical resources. The IBank Act also gives direction to IBank to direct additional capital, general management assistance, business education, and other resources to encourage the development of small business opportunities for minorities, women, disabled persons, and veterans to alleviate unemployment. To assist with this mandate, IBank utilizes financial development corporations, or we call FDCs, to contract with IBank. For the last several years, the legislature has allocated $861,000 for the administrative costs incurred by the FDCs in connection with programs under the Small Business Finance Center, including the Guarantee Program. The FDCs also collect fees for administering the guarantees for the state and federal loan guarantee programs under IBank. Each FDC is a nonprofit corporation with general responsibilities for marketing the program to lenders, reviewing lender underwriting, coordinating the loan guarantee documents, executing and issuing the loan guarantees on behalf of IBank, collecting data for reporting purposes, and ensuring that the lenders follow the required default procedures before requesting payment on defaulted loans. The Small Business Loan Guarantee Program incentivizes lenders to make loans to small businesses by offering guarantees up to 80% of eligible loan amounts. Small business borrowers can seek financing either through the FDC or a lender. The lender and the FDC work together to find the best financing and technical services solutions for businesses. The loans can be up to $20 million with a maximum guarantee of $2.5 million. In the event of a default, the lender liquidates the collateral, then can file a claim with IBank for guarantee percentage for the remaining balance of the loan. This process allows the lenders to mitigate risk when making small business loans, thereby stimulating the economy with a combination of public and private funds. The State Guarantee Program received seed money for the program in 1968. Currently, the state fund balance is approximately $30 million. As the guaranteed loans are paid off, the funds are recycled. The guarantee program does not generate fee income for IBank. Since its inception, the State Guarantee Program, it has supported over 30,000 small business loans. In April 2011, the state of California was approved for an allocation of $168 million in federal funds from the U.S. Treasury under the State Small Business Credit Initiative, or SSBCI. It is a component of President Obama's Small Business Job Act. The allocation was split between the State Treasurer's Office for its California Capital Access Program and the Business Transportation and Housing Agency for the State Small Business Loan Guarantee Program. Each agency received half, or about $84 million, and 3 disbursements between 2011 and 2015. Through the Governor's Reorganization Plan, the program was transferred to the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, and with the help of the JEDI Committee, the enactment of AB 1247 placed the guarantee program under iBank in October 2013. Since then, the program has flourished in partnership with the financial development corporations, including the 3 FTCs who joined me today to testify before the committee. Mark Robertson, Senior President of Pacific Coast Regional Small Business Development Corporation, Carl Zalazowski, President of California Coastal Rural Development Corporation, and Mike Ocasio, President of the Orange County Financial Development Corporation. The iBank staff and the FTCs are recognized by the U.S. Treasury's SSBCI staff as being subject matter experts in their field. Often, the Treasury asks the iBank staff to speak on behalf of the U.S. Treasury and to develop best practices for guarantee programs as a model for other states. To date, California has utilized about 76% of the original SSBCI funds, or $65 million under iBank's Small Business Loan Guarantee Program. iBank's SSBCI program has resulted in more than $400 million in loans, creating or retaining nearly 35,000 jobs. iBank will continue to leverage this fund through a public-private funding mechanism to produce over $2 billion in small business loans. As we all know, small businesses often have difficulty obtaining capital. Credit enhancements such as the Guarantee Program offer additional resources for those businesses like Kat Norrie's business, Modern Twist, an Emeryville-based small business that makes household products out of sustainable, recyclable materials. Modern Twist had been profitable for 4 years, had invested over $500,000 into her business, that she still couldn't get traditional financing. With the help of Safe Bidco, one of iBank's FDCs, Modern Twist obtained a $450,000 line of credit from Community Bank of the Bay, supported by a guarantee from iBank, to continue Modern Twist's business and create 6 new jobs in California. In a conversation with Kat Norrie, she said, iBank's loan guarantee is a game changer for me. I can actually grow my business and go into mass distribution with my products now. Other traditional loans didn't work for my business, and this one really makes a difference. In the interest of time, I'm just going to summarize some of the work that the Small Business Loan Guarantee Program has done throughout the state. In Visalia, Porterville, Tulare, Exeter, there have been 26 loan guarantees, creating 380 jobs for over $13 million in loans. In San Bernardino, Rialto, Fontana, Bloomington, there have been over 246 jobs retained and created with over $30 million in loans. And in Thermal, and Cathedral City, there have been 4 loans with over $2.5 million in loans with 180 jobs retained and guaranteed. The Small Business Finance Center is also home to iBank's export financing program. That is essentially a small business loan guarantee for exporters in California. Recently, small business owners and lenders have expressed the need for export programs that are easier to navigate than the current alternative, the SBA. In response, the Small Business Finance Center is in the process of developing a revised version of the export financing program that will operate as a loan participation program in addition to the loan guarantee program. This will allow iBank to partner with lenders, including FTC lenders, and share in the funding of direct loans to export businesses. With iBank assisting with the funding, lenders will have more capital to lend while mitigating their risks. This will result in the lender being able to serve more exporting businesses in their community. iBank has other programs, including iBank's Infrastructure State Revolving Fund. iSurf was established in 1994 to finance public infrastructure and private development that promote a healthy climate for jobs, contribute to a strong economy, and improve the quality of life in California communities. These direct loans provide low-cost financing for a wide variety of infrastructure and economic expansion projects like the street paving project for San Gabriel. Other projects, we have 4 projects under iSurf in Porterville for $14.6 million, 7 projects in San Bernardino for $49 million. Monterey Park has 2 projects for $2 million, and you get the sense we really do work with the communities in terms of infrastructure and economic expansions for municipalities and public university schools and hospitals. The funds that support these revolving fund programs are generated and leveraged with the issuance of iBank's revenue bonds in the public market. iBank recently established the California Lending for Energy and Environmental Needs Center. It's our clean center. Think of it as the green bank at iBank. Under this program, iBank makes direct loans to municipalities and public university schools and hospitals. We call it MUSH. I have many acronyms. And the Clean Center is poised to become an essential contributor in developing clean energy solutions and protecting California's environment and vast resources that help achieve the state's greenhouse gas reduction goals. In addition, iBank is a conduit bond issuer and tax-exempt and taxable finance that assists cultural facilities like museums, libraries, aquariums, recreational facilities like community centers and the YMCA. I also have a list, but in the interest of time, of projects like in Moreno Valley and Riverside and Fontana, we have the Family Services Association, which does social work in that area and is a major small business under iBank's Small Business Loan Guarantee Program. iBank also has conduit issues for industrial development bonds. All of the good work that iBank produces helps stimulate California economy, creates jobs, and assists the overall well-being and quality of life of Californians. Thank you, and I welcome your questions.
Thank you, Ms. Tivia Barnes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the voice of our stakeholder groups that are up here at the podium, allow for a 2-minute introduction, perhaps highlight or add to any of the programs that you've heard mentioned today and how perhaps some of you all have been able to utilize them. What I'll do is I will then open it up for some questions from our members of the committee, and I know that we also have 2 other individuals who we'd also like to hear from as well that's with your team today thereafter. So with that, if we'll start with the Mr. Aubrey Stone with the California Black Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, good morning, and
Good morning,
your
Chairman.
remarks.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. I'm Aubrey Stone, Chairman, President and CEO of the California Black Chamber, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak with you on an issue which is the core activity of the State Chamber, that of African American business growth and job creation. Unfortunately, I must report that this situation currently is catastrophic in the state of California. Black-owned and operated businesses comprise only 1/10 of white women-owned businesses, employ less than 2 persons per company. This is reflected in our unemployment, which is twice that of the state of California. The committee's goals and mission objectives, as I read and reviewed, makes no mention of this type of situation. Therefore, I can only surmise it is not an issue that apparently needs to be corrected. This can further be validated by the fact, as the president of the largest African American business organization in the state of California, I have had no official contact with anyone from any one of these agencies that's dedicated to economic development. May I recommend the formation of some type of special review panel to at least begin trying to find ways to reduce this embarrassing business economic gap that currently exists. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the committee. Yolanda Benson, and I'm going to give just a very quick overview of the financial development corporations because there's some here today that can give their own story. But just in a very quick snapshot, the FDCs are a statewide community-based nonprofit organization. We're active in our communities. We work with lending institutions throughout the state. We also have served California for about 35 years, and we provide assistance through multiple programs. You heard through Director Tavia Barnes that the FDCs are definitely the core of the Small Business Loan Guarantee Program, but because they are community-based, they morph into whatever they have to be. For instance, one of the FDCs is an SBDC. They provide technical assistance. They provide assistance and marketing assistance. Sometimes they provide financial assistance. They work with the business to make the business succeed. We're proud to be under GoBiz and under iBank. It's been a great partnership, and we appreciate that this is the home that we're at right now. We've moved over the years from several agencies, and I can honestly say that working with Panarea and Tavia have been absolutely wonderful. I just wanted to give you, today you'll hear from a few of the FDCs, but I wanted to mention how unique they are in their community, and they'll be able to tell their own stories. But for instance, today, Deborah Raven is not here. She's in Fresno with the Valley Financial Business Development Corporation. And one of the things that she does in order to meet the needs of her community is she has, through other programs, not through the Small Business Loan Guarantee Program, but they leverage every kind of program, whether it be USDA, whether it be SBA, whether it be other kinds of assistance. She has managed to get a mobile van together because Fresno's a rural area, and she has a mobile van that is a technical assistance van equipped with Wi-Fi, and she goes to the businesses in her community. She doesn't have a way that they're going to come because they're busy, and they're trying to earn a living, and she will drive to their location and try to figure out what kind of assistance the business might need. You'll hear today from Mark Robertson with Pacific Coast, and one of the things that he was able to work with the Metropolitan Transit Authority is they were trying to figure out how to help small businesses who are going to be interrupted during the building of the regional transit construction. And during that time, as you know, when there's major construction like that, businesses, you have no idea, are they open? Should I go there? Is there any parking? So there's a loss to a business. And Mark, working with MTA, came up with this great idea called the Business Interrupt Program. And it's a grant program in the Los Angeles area for businesses that are being impacted by the construction to help them, because it isn't about business helping them with any kind of technical assistance. They're suffering. They have no money. They just need enough to get over that hurdle. And the Business Interrupt program is one of those programs that, through the work of the FDCs, because they are such great community partners, he was able to do to provide grants to these businesses while the construction is going on. We are an incredible weapon working together with GoBiz. We are in the community, so we feel it. We're at the heartbeat of everything. We feel what's going on. We are working to help create, retain, and attract jobs. We're part of the larger solution because it is all about a small business at the end of the day.
Thank you. Claudia Viek, Chief Executive Officer for California Association of Microenterprise Opportunity. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Chairman, and thank you, committee members. Can you hear me? Okay, great. For those of you that don't know Cameo, we're the statewide network of business assistants and nonprofit lenders. We have 92 members, and they served about 20,000 businesses last year with coaching, capital, and connections. What I'm here to say today is that the nature of our workforce is changing. Self-employment is, in fact, the labor market trend, and by 2018, 50% of our workforce will be self-employed or have been self-employed. And I'm talking about independent workers across the spectrum, freelancers, Lyft and Uber drivers, of course, but also high-end consultants and contractors. And probably a lot of us, after a certain age, are going to consult back to our current employers, the state. But what's exciting is last year, 18 million independents in the U.S. spent $93 billion with other independents. So the nature of the workforce is changing. That comes to 2.3 million full-time equivalent jobs. These micro businesses and independents are creating all the net new jobs in California. And we know that when these little businesses get help, 80% will make it through startup and create additional jobs or income, revenues. California's economy may have recovered, but we still have the worst income inequality in the U.S. So it's very important that we support those programs that work. And I want to particularly point out the Capital Infusion Program and encourage this committee to really increase the funding. The SBDCs that received $2 million in credit and technical assistance grants leveraged $200 million in loans. I know Jesse already said that, but I want to emphasize that. That's a 1 to 100 return on investment. So it only makes sense to expand this program in California. But since business ownership is the foundation of wealth creation, we'd like to see additional funding targeted to low-wealth communities, both urban and rural. I also want to call out the state loan guarantee and CalCap programs. One of our members, and we have a number of members here in the audience today, but specifically Axion San Diego is a Cameo member in San Diego, served low and moderate income borrowers, and it's one of the largest users of the state loan guarantee and CalCap programs. They are able to take more risk and thus do more lending where it has the highest impact in creating wealth. So thank you for your time today, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. And we'll ask Kristen Johnson, State Chair of the SBDC Leadership Council, to take 2 minutes and give us a quick overview. We would like to then go back to Mr. Robertson as well as Zadakowski to add into the conversation as well, and then go to questions from our committee members. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair Garcia and members. Thank you for providing the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Kristen Johnson, and I'm the State Chair for the California Small Business Development Center Leadership Council, made up of the 6 organizations of SBDCs in the state of California. There are 43 centers throughout the state serving over 50,000 small businesses each year through technical assistance of counseling and training, and we're the largest business assistance program in the state of California. A couple of other folks have already mentioned our program, and I want to just give you a little bit more background. The SBDCs are a nationwide program partially funded by the Small Business Administration. The program has served California businesses since 1980. We're celebrating our 35th anniversary. Currently, California SBDCs receive approximately $13 million from the federal government, and this funding requires a one-to-one match. The state of California, through GoBiz, has provided $2 million in match for the past 2 years, and we're very appreciative of that. The other $11 million in match is raised through local jurisdictions, sponsors, and one-time grants. California funding for the SBDC program is through the GoBiz Capital Access Program. We've worked closely with Jesse and Ponerea in developing a program that really has proved to be a substantial impact to the California state economy. In fiscal year 14-15, the network assisted its clients in obtaining over $200 million. This has already been mentioned as a staggering return on investment. Beyond that, though, all of the metrics that we include are third-party verified. I know in the hearing on the first, there was discussion about metrics. There was discussion about how to measure things, and SBDC prides itself in having third-party verification of all the metrics we claim, whether it's job creation, capital access, or other. It's with this funding that we received from GoBiz that we also were able to increase the number of consulting hours that we provide our businesses 22%, increase the amount of access to capital overall to small business owners by 19%, and increase the number of people starting a small business by 18%. Access to capital is only one focus area for SBDC, though. We have a strong focus on technology commercialization and innovation. We also are increasingly working with mid-sized businesses, those from 20 to 100 employees, with their growth strategies. We have programs to assist with government procurement, international trade, and are proud to offer services in English, Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, Vietnamese, Korean, and Farsi. The California SBDC program is an infrastructure by which the state priorities can be reached throughout the state. Things like California Competes, Made in California, and other programs are things that can be communicated through our infrastructure to the businesses. With a database of several 100,000 small companies, we're currently working with GoBiz, BOE, Seismic Safety Commission, and other agencies to utilize that infrastructure. We look forward to working closer with the number of state agencies, including GoBiz, in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I know the members are eager to ask a couple questions. What I'll do is I will start to my far right and maybe get a question from each member that has one. I would like to return back to get some comments from both the other panelists that are here with GoBiz. So to my farthest right, Assemblymember Brown.
Thank you. Thank you for the discussion today. And it's been a rich discussion. As I heard everyone speak, I had to revert back to San Bernardino, and I said, oh, these great things are happening in San Bernardino, and it seems like it's not getting to the people on the ground. It seems like there's something missing in this process. Likewise, when Aubrey Stone spoke, he's saying that he doesn't have there's no connection with the California Black Chamber and with GoBiz. That's a concern. But one of the things that I think Ms. Barnes spoke about was the banks. I think you said that we have so many banks involved. Now, I'm from San Bernardino. One of you, maybe it was Ponerea that spoke, but someone's talking about the banks that are involved. One of the things that we find is that we can't get banks to get involved in the program. So that's one issue. The other issue is we're in San Bernardino County, the 5 cities that I represent. Of the 5 cities I represent, one is in bankruptcy. The other one is having a problem. And there's only a couple of healthy cities. That's because of the downturn in the economy, because we're in the we're in the inner part of the state, so we don't get the resources that we need to get. I noticed that you said we got a few things here, but I wanted to ask the question, how can you help us more, especially when it comes to the SBDCs? We don't have an SBDC in San Bernardino. We do have one that focuses on Orange County and San Bernardino. But what about some resources that can come to San Bernardino and to San Bernardino County?